Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video, and I am really excited about this one. We have Clown Shoes Beers 12 Beers of Christmas variety pack. Now, anybody who follows me on Facebook and elsewhere, you know that I spent a good portion of last year, well, in the weeks leading up to Christmas, trying to find this in this area. I went to like 9 different beer stores in the Portland, Maine area, every one that I could reach within a reasonable amount of time around here, and then eventually found out that they weren't even shipping it to Maine. So, yeah, that was fun. Had a couple of people say, oh, I got family down there, I got friends down there, they might be coming up. I'll have them keep an eye out for it, bring you one, and none of those panned out, and, you know, people were offering to do me a favor, so no big deal there. But anyway, so when I started to see in local beer groups that it started popping up here in Maine, started putting the feelers out, and it's really fucking weird the way this is getting distributed. 2 major grocery store chains up here, Shaw's and Hannaford, and some locations for one chain are getting it, like it's in the Auburn Shaw's but not the Waterville one, and then even at Hannaford in Waterville, Maine, it's at the Elm Plaza location but not at the KMD one. It's fucking weird. I don't know why. But I'm just glad I was able to find this in town. I had people getting ready to run out and look for it for me at the Damon's chain. I know it showed up in Bangor, and then they actually did get one here in Waterville because I asked them to, but in the meantime, I had snapped it up at Hannaford. I'm like, I'm sorry, thanks for getting it. I'm sure somebody else will buy it, but I grabbed it when I saw it. I wasn't going to roll the dice on them not being able to get it. So, I'm a little excited. I'm a little keyed up. Finished off the NOS Turbo. Went ahead and downed a 32-ounce Gatorade, and ate pretty much an entire Screamin' Sicilian Supremus Maximus pizza. So we got a good base of food in there. I got snacks on standby just in case. Got plenty of caffeine on board, and I pre-hydrated. I've also got another Gatorade sitting in the fridge for about partway through this. We are going to try to get through all 12 of these tonight. It is almost 9 p.m. though. So hopefully I can get these done in faster than 1 per hour. Otherwise, I'll be up till 9 in the morning drinking, which I really don't want to do. But hey, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can sleep in tomorrow. All right. Now, here's the deal. I am not getting all fancy with the ABV order or the IBU order. I am just drinking these in the order they're listed on the box. So we're going to start with Reindeer Games, which is a Bavarian IPA, 7%. Space Cupcake IPA. I'll go through these as I go. The Exorcist. Let's see. Lil Crispy. Space Cake. The Barista. Mango Farm. Royal Standard. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one. Galactic Cake. Clementine. One Man Holiday. And Advent Undead Imperial Stout. So I'm looking forward to One Man Holiday, Advent Undead Imperial Stout. I know that I haven't had those before. I've read about them on the website, but they hadn't made their way up here. I'm pretty sure I've had some of these others. Reindeer Games, I think I had a few years back. Lil Crispy, Space Cake, the Barista. I'm not sure about Mango Farm. Almost sneezed there. Royal Standard, I'm definitely looking forward to. It's not Ride the Lion, but hey, it's a nice wee heavy, so that's good. Galactic Cake, I don't think I've managed to get my hands on that one yet either. Clementine I've definitely had. All right. Enough of that. Let's go to Reindeer Games, which is a Bavarian-style IPA. And what is it? 7% ABV. I'm so excited about this. Oh. Well, they didn't put the full write-ups on these because they're in the cans. They usually have a little story to go with their beers, but that's okay because I would wind up reading them all, and this video would be twice as long as it has to be. All right, look at that. Oof. somewhat hazy, very effervescent, lots of little bubbles coming up from the bottom there. And it's got that yellowish brown color. I'm going to say it. It looks like reindeer piss. Sorry, but it looks like a very, very healthy glass of urine. I know it tastes better than that, and I hate to even make the comparison, but it's very much making me think of deer piss. But I like the color. It's got that nice golden brown to a darker yellow. It's got a nice overall hoppy bitterness, yet a bit of a bready aroma. Somewhat grainy, maybe a little roasty. Nice medium mouthfeel. Honestly, up front, and I know it shouldn't, but it almost has like a coffee bitterness to it. And it's probably just because there's something roasty about it. But it's almost a bit roasty, and then it just hits you with a nice little hoppy bitterness. I'm not getting any particular notes coming through. Maybe. No, nothing in particular. Honestly, that's odd. It's just like hitting me with a nice hoppy bitterness that's not really separating into like piney or citrusy or anything like that. It's just kind of remaining nice and bitter, which is a really nice follow-up to the roasty bitterness that I'm getting up front. Medium mouthfeel, it's good. I'm liking it. There's nothing in particular in terms of the flavors that are jumping out at me and making me go wow or really distinguishing it. It's just a nice solid roasty IPA, which I guess you don't always get that. Usually the hoppiness and the bitterness overpowers any roasty elements from the malt character, from the malt grain bill, whatever. Not even one beer in and I'm already... Yeah, that doesn't bode well for the rest of the evening. Anyway, I'm really liking it. I think I've covered everything I have to say about it. I'm hitting this with a 3.5 out of 5. And I will try to say this only once during this video. On a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average, so a 3.5 puts it distinctly above average overall rating. I'm going to finish this one up, as I'm going to do in between each of these beers. I will be cleansing with some water. Also a good way to stay hydrated, since I'm going to try and do 12 beers in one evening. And we will be back for Space Cupcake IPA. All right, next up, Space Cupcake. Now that I see the label art, I believe I have had this one before. Space Cake has a similar look to it, but I don't think it has that cupcake shaped thing. So anyway, this is actually a double IPA. No, just a regular IPA. Yeah, Space Cupcake IPA. 6% ABV. I don't see the IBUs listed on any of these. I will try to put them in the video description if they do come up when I search them. I've noticed that a lot of breweries have actually stopped including IBUs in their beer descriptions online. It used to be something you couldn't get away from, and now it seems to be less and less common. But, you know, unless they're really crazy or highly hopped, I guess it doesn't really matter, because the flavor is what you're really after, and the IBUs aren't always an indicator of exactly how hoppy that's going to rest on your palate. So maybe that's why they stopped doing it too, or pulling back from it. Anyway, a little less hazy than the last one, a little less effervescent. Not that I should be comparing apples to oranges. Well, in this case, we're dealing with a Bavarian IPA and a regular IPA, I guess. Either way. Definitely has a nice light honey color to it, and a little bit of amber maybe, where the beer gets thicker. Whew, pardon. Maybe just a hint of hoppiness, but not much in the aroma. Not much of anything, really. Just maybe a hint of hoppiness. It's an IPA, so no surprises there. It's a nice medium mouthfeel. Actually, maybe... Maybe a medium light. Medium light mouthfeel to that one. Up front, nice hit of hoppy bitterness. Slowly resolves, and it could just be the name of the beer, but there seems to be a hint of sweetness there. But again, that might just be a mental thing on my part. I don't know if it's supposed to have some sweetness to it, but that overall hoppy bitterness just really smoothly resolves into hints of pine, a little bit of earthiness and grassiness. I'm mostly keyed towards pine and citrus, and I will try not to repeat that point endlessly in this video either, but if you've seen any of these before, you know the further into this 12-pack I get, the more I'm going to repeat myself. Anyway, so a bit of pininess, but again, some earthiness and grassiness in there as well, which is nice. A little unusual for me. I don't always pick up on those because, again, I've got those two primary hop esters that usually rest on my palate. So I'm liking this one. It's very easy to drink. It's got a couple of hop characters that I don't always pick up on. I'm going to sit this one at a 3.5 out of 5, though. Again, I have a lot of beers that do this. It's making me think twice, again, because of the grassiness and the earthiness that I'm enjoying. But I do get IPAs on a fairly regular basis that have those two esters as well. So it's not standing out from those others right now for me. So I'm going to hit it with a 3.5. Whew, pardon. 1.25 beers in. And we got the belches. Hopefully we can get that under control before this is all over. Anyway, I'm going to finish this one up. I'm going to move on to the Exorcist, which is a dry hopped stout. And I think I've had it before, but I don't specifically recall off the top of my head, so we'll find out. All right, and now the Exorcist, which honestly, the more I look at it, the less I think that I've had this before. I think I'm getting it confused with some of the other beers like Undead Party Crasher, Vampire Blood. Oh wait, they can't call it that anymore. That's why we have Undead Party Crasher. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But yeah, the Exorcist, it's a dry hopped stout at 8% ABV. Glad that some of the ones that I decided to do, glad that some of the ones in the middle of the list, since I decided to follow the order they are on the pack, actually decrease in ABV. Crap. Not significantly. Okay, Lil Crispy, that's my break. That's at 4.8%, and then we're back up to a 9 and 8.5. Oh, then down to a 5 3/4. All right, so not a lot in here that are going to be light on the ABV. So that could be a problem. But we're on to a stout instead of an IPA type, but it's a dry hopped stout, so we still have a fairly hoppy beer, I'm assuming. Oh my god, there is no light getting through that. That is dark colored, but it is still a dark brown. That's not a black stout. I can still see where some of the light is getting through on the edges. It's definitely a really dark brown. In the head as well, you can see that it's got a nice brown color to it. Really black colored stouts tend to have a gray or even white colored head. But that's definitely a nice dark brown. Again, no light coming through that, which I like. I'm okay with that. It's got a nice hoppy aroma to it, but underneath that, I'm getting hints of coffee, I think. There we go. Now it's empty. Upfront hoppy, but yeah, right underneath of that, hints of coffee or even chocolate. Nice. Oh, that's good. It's got a medium heavy mouthfeel. Silky smooth, by the way. But that hoppy bitterness and the roasty bitterness from the malt are almost blending together perfectly. I'm getting dirt. I mean, in a good way. Like a heavy, earthy influence. It's like dirt. Dirt and coffee with a hint of chocolate to it. And then just that hoppy bitterness, like... Alright. At the risk of waxing poetic here, it's almost like grave dirt with a mist coming off of it. Anyway, very heavy, earthy influences with a nice bit of a coffee bitterness, some roastiness, and then just this overall hoppy bitterness that seems to rise from your palate after you've swallowed it down. And some of the language here I'm just using to describe it makes it sound like it's a chore to drink, but it's not. It's very easy. And even when I say dirt, it's a pleasant earthiness. And again, so smooth. There's just a hint of booziness sneaking in underneath. I mean, at 9%, 8%. 8%, you're going to get some of that anyway, but it's not bad. Just the heavy stout character to it, combined with the dry hopping, it's really coming together really well for me. Honestly, I'm bumping this up to a 4.5 out of 5. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's not quite hitting me with a wow reaction. I'm not like blown away by it, but I have absolutely no criticisms. And honestly, maybe it's because it's been a while since I've had one. Maybe the last one I had wasn't that memorable, but I haven't had a dry hopped stout that actually impressed me this much, at least not in a long time, maybe not ever. So yeah, we're hitting this with a 4.5 out of 5. It's close to perfect as it can possibly be without quite giving me that wow reaction. So that's where we're at with this one. We'll finish this one up. We'll grab Lil Crispy next. All right, so we are up to Lil Crispy, which is a crisp ale, and this one comes in at only 4.8% ABV. Just for those keeping score, we've done a 7, a 6, and an 8. So 4.8 is a nice little throttle back. And I'm realizing that rocketing those first 3 down within half an hour might not have been the smartest move. Pardon. But like I said, in terms of pacing, I don't want to be doing 1 an hour and being done at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to see how this goes. Ooh, pardon. That's all 3 of them coming up at once. So what we're going to do here with Lil Crispy is we're going to take our time with this one, especially with a lower ABV beer. It's a good time to just kind of throttle back a little bit, slow down, and I don't know, maybe catch an episode of Marvel's Hit Monkey. If you got Hulu, check it out. It's actually pretty good. Entertaining, violent, funny, quirky. Good show. So this is slightly hazy, somewhat effervescent. There's a lot of bubbles coming up through it. A nice pale yellow color to it. I'm getting a little golden honey colored at the top there. It's got a general beery aroma to it. Yeah, just maybe a hint of hoppiness to it, but not much. Oh, it's definitely crisp. It has a smooth, clean, crisp finish. I'll go with a light mouthfeel on it. Light mouthfeel, smooth, clean, crisp. It's got a light graininess to it, maybe like a wheat base, I don't know. But just very light graininess, and just a hint of hoppiness in the finish. Nothing too overwhelming, easy to drink. And I think this is what they were going for. It's just a nice, easy drinking beer. This would be perfect in the warmer weather. I mean, it's okay right now, but it definitely would be perfect for like a nice hot summer day. I'm liking it, but it's not... There's not a lot there, which again is probably what they were going for, was just to make a nice, light, crisp, easy drinking beer that they can sell to anybody. You're sitting around drinking clown shoes or checking out their samplers or hitting them up for samples. A flight of beers at the brewery, which you can get at the Harpoon Beer Hall, but not at Clown Shoes. Clown Shoes used to have their own tasting room. I believe it was in Ipswich, but then when they were acquired by Harpoon, the tasting was incorporated into the Harpoon Beer Hall, and I don't believe Clown Shoes runs their own anymore. Not a bad thing. Being acquired by Harpoon was actually probably one of the best things to happen to these guys, because they were left with their independent spirit and left as a separate company under the overall banner of Harpoon, and brought in on the employee ownership. Great. Another sneeze. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Hopefully just seasonal allergies. But anyway, so where was I going with this? Yeah, it's definitely time to slow the fuck down. Anyway, if you're sitting around having a bunch of Clown Shoes beers with friends of yours who may not be into craft beer, this is probably the one that would get them started on the Clown Shoes train. And again, I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for, was just a nice, easy drinking, crisp ale. And they succeeded, but for me, it's a 3 out of 5. It's a slightly above average beer. There's just not much to it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's certainly better than a lot of your basic beers out there, but it's just a nice basic beer, and it's good, easy to drink. So, all right, I'm gonna, like I said, throttle back, slow down, and take my time with Lil Crispy here, and when I'm done with it, we're right back, full on balls to the wall with Space Cake, which is a 9% ABV double IPA. So, yeah. All right, lost a little momentum there. It is now like 10:30 at night, so hour and a half in, we're only 4 beers down. Oh, I guess if that track's the same, I got 3 hours to go. That puts me at, 2:30 in the morning? That's not too bad, I guess, if I don't lose pace again. On that note, Space Cake double IPA. This one is at a 9% ABV, so this one's going to hit me kind of hard. Might slow me down some more, so I hope not. Really do not want to be up all fucking night on into the sun up doing this. Excuse me. All right. Oh. See, I'm always gun shy on the pour because I have a bad habit of not putting a good head on the beer, and when I get aggressive, it gets to be too much. So that is definitely a honey-colored beer that is slightly effervescent, quite hazy. Got a good head on it though. Man, that just looks like honey in the glass. Surprisingly, not getting much of an aroma off of it. Just a hint of hoppy bitterness. Burp. Whew. Pardon. Burp. So the burps are still coming through. I can almost feel hiccups trying to break through as well. It's got a medium heavy mouthfeel to it. Again, a hint of sweetness, just like Space Cupcake. So I don't know. Again, that could just be my imagination based on the beer name, but almost a hint of sweetness there. Nice and smooth. It's not like clobbering me with a big punch of hoppy bitterness until after I swallow. And then after I swallow, that's coming through. Again, just that mild hint of sweetness, which I guess, again, could just be a mental thing on my part. But strong hoppy bitterness after the swallow. Definitely heavily pine. Hints of floral, which is a nice departure from my usual pickups. So yeah, pine, hints of floral, maybe a bit of citrusy, and just a hint of dankness to it. Very nice. Well put together. I'm going to hit this one with a 3.5 out of 5. I'm really liking it. I'm going to finish it up, and then we're going to move on to the Barista. All right, number 6. Halfway point when this one's gone. This is the Barista Breakfast Brown Ale brewed with espresso, oatmeal, and milk sugars. Awesome. I know I've had this one before. Let's see, Barista comes in at 8.5%. So this is a little bit of a step down in ABV from the last one. Managed to get a halfway decent head on that without having to empty it after the fact. All right. That is a beautiful brown color. Actually, it looks like a nice rich cup of coffee, which might have been what they were going for. Somewhat hazy. You can tell that it's hazy because there's still some light coming through there. A little bit effervescent, but not too much. Roasty. Has a bit of a coffee underpinning to it. Maybe a hint of maple, but mostly just roasty coffee aroma. Nice, smooth, medium mouthfeel. Oh God, that is like a black cup of coffee. A bit of smoothness. Probably an after effect of the milk sugars in there. I said medium mouthfeel, I believe. But definitely very, very smooth and rich. I mean, an espresso is basically what? Like a highly roasted coffee. Or almost distilled. And that's really what I'm getting, is just coffee from start to finish. which kind of makes it a one-trick pony. But at the same time, it's got a really strong coffee flavor. It's just... All right. So basically, I just said the same thing. Just really strong coffee. That's mostly what I'm getting. Again, it's smooth, easy drinking, deceptively easy drinking for an 8.5% ABV beer. Deceptively smooth and dangerously smooth. But again, all I'm really getting is that coffee flavor. Even though it's a one-trick pony, I'm hitting this with a 4 out of 5. It's just really, really good. And I can't think of anything negative to say about it. It's not quite at that 4.5 almost perfect level, because I've had some really good coffee-flavored beers before with just as smooth of a taste, even with the high ABV, but I'm hitting this with a 4. I'm going to finish this one up. We're going to move on to Mango Farm, which is a step down in ABV, down to 5.75. Although I need to be careful. Last time I hit the lower one and decided to slow down, it took me, I think, over an hour to finish it, and that put me behind schedule. I'm pretty sure it's after 11 right now. Yeah, 11:03, and we are only halfway through, but still, that's not too bad, considering I thought I was going to be doing this till 9 a.m. So, definitely ahead of the curve in terms of 1 beer per hour pacing. So, let's try not to get too fucking drunk and still keep that pacing. Anyway, that's my plan. Sudden chill. All right, we are not quite at midnight yet. We're almost there, but we're just past the halfway point because we're about to crack open beer number 7. This is Clown Shoe's Mango Farm. This is an IPA with mango. Holy shit. I guess some of these do have the friggin'... Maybe this is the first one. Now I gotta go back and look at all the cans, because some of the cans apparently have a fucking story on them. But, like I said before, look them up, read the shit off their website. I'm not gonna make this video like 3 times as long as it already will be by reading the description on the cans. But it's worth looking it up. Trust me. Ooh, a slow, steady pour without glugging it out too fast. Oh. Yes! 2 in a row, I think. No, I did get the Barista emptied in there. 2 in a row without overflowing or underpouring. So, I guess we've hit the beer curve. The high end of the beer curve, folks. It's only downhill from here, I think. Look at that. Look at that. That is lovely. I mean, that is like a milky, hazy appearance, and is like a nice milky yellow. That is a lovely looking beer. I mean, there's a few bubbles coming up from the bottom, so it's slightly effervescent, but man, that just looks smooth. Smells slightly fruity. Definitely has that mango aroma. And I know, like I said about the whole citrus and pine, I pick up on citrus more than anything else. Mango's this weird citrusy yet still bitter fruit, and this smells distinctly like mango. You know, there's certain varieties of hops that can have a more distinct smell than others, and whatever the hell is in this, I'm not looking it up, I'm not reading the label, is distinctly mango. I mean, there could be some actual mango in there based on the beer description, because sometimes that happens, but certain varieties of hops do produce esters that have more specific smells than the general, piney, citrusy, dank, grassy, earthy, floral, etc. I mean, we used to just have the first four: piney, citrusy, earthy, and floral, and then more and more varieties get created, and they all have distinct esters and different smells, and we've had to start describing different aromas and tastes for them based on the esters that they put off. Anyway, Mango Farm definitely smells like mangoes. Has a nice medium mouthfeel. It's almost got like a greasy character to it, though. It's not a bad thing. Hops produce a certain oil. It's really what you're after. Terpenes, I think. The types of oils, anyway. Hop oil, the oils produced by the plant, is actually what gives most of them their distinct flavor in beers. So there's a bit of a greasy, oily character to the mouthfeel, but it's not unpleasant in this particular beer. I mean, some hoppy beers have more or less of that characteristic. This one just happens to be one where it's distinct. Up front, just an overall hoppy bitterness in terms of the flavor. Pardon. It does resolve into a bit of a fruity, a slightly distinct mango flavor, but just an overall hoppy bitterness with a fruity, slightly sweet, and hint of citrus, but it distinctly gives you the impression of mangoes from start to finish. Not bad. Mango Farm. Mango Farm's at a 5.75% ABV. So not bad. We're going to probably milk this one for a little bit longer. Not like I didn't do that with the Barista. But we are getting deeper and deeper into this 12-pack. We're at number 7. So I should probably slow the fuck down, especially considering the fact that after this we've got an 8%, a 9%, and then Clementine at a 5%, and then the last two are both at 8. So, I don't want to be on the fucking floor by the end of this thing. But the fact that we're into beer number 7 right before midnight is not bad. Not bad. I got 5 more to go. I should have this wrapped up at a reasonable time in the morning and be able to sleep in tomorrow and recover. Anyway, that's beside the point. Mango Farm is sending a distinct 3.5 out of 5 for me. It's good beer. It's got distinctly a mango flavor, mango character to it. It's a nice, smooth, easy drinking IPA with a slightly oily / greasy mouthfeel, medium mouthfeel. But not like blowing me away or anything, just it's distinctly above average. It's good. I'm going to finish it up, and then we're going to move on to Royal Standard. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'll tell you more about that when I get it open. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Royal Standard's a wee heavy. All right, my Scottish accent sucks, so let's just put a rest to that. But Royal Standard, a wee heavy ale. There are not enough Scottish-style ales in the U.S. Wee heavy is not just a style category. It describes the amount of alcohol in the beer. A wee heavy is just a wee bit heavy. In this particular case, the wee heavy is an 8%. So I can only imagine what a heavy would be. I don't know what the categories actually are. A wee heavy is actually on the light end of heavy. Like it's a butt load instead of an ass load. I don't know. Anyway, I've always been a fan of this one, and I miss Ride the Lion. Ride the Lion is basically their wee heavy, yet aged in bourbon barrels, I believe. It's a barrel-aged wee heavy from Clown Shoes, based on Royal Standard. I'd love to see Ride the Lion again, but I have to settle right now for Royal Standard wee heavy. I believe it's just after midnight. I didn't check the time before starting this. I have one episode of Hit Monkey left. And we're moving through these pretty fucking quickly. So hopefully I don't get so blitzed that I'm not able to finish them coherently. I'm already starting to get there. Pardon. Oh, look at that nice amber-colored beer. Hazy as fuck. Not very effervescent. I'm not seeing a lot of bubbles coming up through there. But just look at that. Beautiful. It's like this golden yellow. It's almost on the hint, on the cusp of being brown. That's a beautiful fucking beer. Like a red-haired Irish lass covered in freckles. Okay, enough thinking about that. A bit of a malty aroma. Like a slightly sweet roasted malty aroma. Nice medium mouthfeel. Hint of booziness, but mostly this nice slightly sweet malty flavor. I mean, that's a wee heavy. That's a wee heavy in every sense of the category, my lad. Sorry, I think I'm actually straying towards Irish accent. I don't know. I fucking suck at doing accents, and I don't know why I keep trying to, but I'm inebriated enough that I think I'm better at it than I actually am. So maybe that's why, but this is a delicious beer. Like I said before, there aren't enough wee heavies in America right now. Sam Adams used to do one. They used to do the wee heavy. Shit. What was the? There was like a branding thing that they used for several of their more premium beers, and they used to put out a wee heavy once in a while. It wasn't a barrel aged. It was. Shit. Anyway, it wasn't the Brewmaster series. It was some other fucking group of beers that they used to put out once in a while. The wee heavy was one of them, and so were a couple of other more primo varieties like double IPAs and shit before those kind of things became run-of-the-mill. They used to have a wee heavy. Anyway, there's only been a handful of wee heavies in the U.S. that I've come across. Royal Standard's one of them. And it's fucking delicious. I'll tell you what. Tonight, Royal Standard's getting a 4 out of 5 from me. Not because any particular flavor or characteristic of the beer is stepping forward, but because it's a fucking awesome Scottish style ale. It's slightly sweet, quite malty, and it's like one of only a handful of wee heavies that I've had around here. God, I'm repeating myself. I told myself I wasn't going to do this. But because it's such a rare style that it doesn't take much for it, in the U.S., that it doesn't take much for it to stand out, and any wee heavy for me is going to be fucking amazing. The fact that this one is so smooth, easy to drink, delicious, And you wouldn't even know that it's, what, 8%? Yeah, 8% ABV because it's going down so smooth and easy. It's like a regular Irish red. In certain regards, in the fact that it's got that nice grainy, sweet malt bill to it, a malty taste to it. Again, it's an 8% ABV beer that drinks like a 4%. That gets some credit. So it's a 4 out of 5 from me. I know that it's midnight and I still have 1, 2, 3, oh, only 4. Only 4 left to go. Okay. But I'm still going to slow the fuck down. I might even cook up some ramen noodles. Because I am starting to get the munchies a little bit. And I think my level of inebriation does dictate that maybe I should get some food in my belly to soak it up a bit. Especially since this beer's probably going to disappear faster than it should. And the next one's a 9% Galactic Cake. Before we hit Clementine, which is a nice 5% break, but the last two are 8%. All right. So I'm probably going to cook up some ramen. Maybe take my time with this and get through the last episode of Hit Monkey, which means that about 12:30 in the morning, I will be ready for the next beer. Which is okay, because there's 4 left, so if I pace them out half an hour each, it still puts me at 1:30, 1:32, 2 a.m. before I'm out the back. That's not fucking bad, considering I was thinking 1 an hour would put me at 9 a.m., so, okay. I'm going to stop running off at the mouth now and drink this beer. Well, I didn't cook up the ramen that time, but I probably will this time. We're up to the next beer. This is Galactic Cake Double IPA. Oh, shit, another double IPA. 9% ABV. Whoa, that's a jump up from Royal Standard. But the next one up, Clementine, is a 5%. So it's a drop down, and then 8%, 8%. So this is the biggest one so far. And I get to ask you folks, after 50 fucking times tonight of seeing it, what is the deal with this instant rewind on the Old Navy commercials? Like, seriously, does me going, does that, like, accentuate some fucking point that I'm about to make or that I made before? Like, seriously. How the fuck does this shit, like, make it more profound? What? It annoys the shit out of me. You crossed your legs, you uncrossed them, and you crossed them again. You fucking jumped on a golf cart for no fucking reason, and then it backed up, and then it's fucking stupid shit. I don't know. Does it resonate with the youth brains? Am I just too fucking old to get it? Or is it fucking stupid to everybody else too? I don't know. Anyway, I just had to mention that. Galactic Cake. Double IPA. From Clown Shoes. Seriously. Old Navy commercials have always been fucking stupid as far as I'm concerned. And they break my fucking brain with how stupid they are, but this one just, I don't fucking get the instant replay shit. I don't know. So lovely weather for a golf cart ride together with you. No, it's not the fucking song, and not everybody rides a fucking golf cart up the street to their friend's house. What the fuck? Anyway. Instant replay shit. What the fuck is that all about? Fucking stupid. Galactic Cake. Look at how hazy and orangish honey-colored that beer is. Look at that. That is like milky orange. It's almost like Sunny D. Not very effervescent. I'm not seeing a lot of bubbles coming up through there. Did get a decent head on it, but it's not being replenished that much. Got a serious citrus aroma to it. Okay, so there's Galactica on the label, and then there's a little bit of a cake-shaped spaceship down there. Yeah, that's a cupcake spaceship. That's what I was thinking about when I saw Galactic Cake. Okay, so... I mean, I know that a lot of these beers like piggyback on each other in terms of the description, the style, and the little story behind them. I miss the days of the Clown Shoes Bomber bottle where you used to get like the whole story no matter what. But I'm telling you, like 2 out of the beers that I've drank so far, 1, 2, maybe 2 of these have actually had the Clown Shoes, the whole description of why the beer came to be, and I missed that. I wish they'd put it on every style. Anyway. Hugely citrus aroma. A little bit of sweetness. And again, with the cake thing, it's possibly just a mental thing. But oh, woo. Big punch of hoppy bitterness with citrus overtones, major citrus overtones. Hint of pine in the finish. Just taking a quick look here. Space Cupcake was number 2. Space Cake. And then Galacticake. Okay. The only thing we're actually missing is like Galactica to bridge the gap. Anyway. Seriously, the aroma has like this undertone of sweetness. And a big punch of citrusy hoppiness. There's hints of dankness and grassiness there, which is nice. But just major citrus hoppiness, and with that hint of sweetness in the aroma, it's like a citrus frosting cake. It's got a bit of a medium-heavy mouthfeel. I don't think I mentioned the mouthfeel when I was talking about the other stuff, but damn. That's a killer double IPA. It's great. Awesome. I'm hitting it with a 4 out of 5. I was going to go with a 3.5 because it's, like I said, I was about to say it's significantly above average without anything that's blowing me away. But the body and the citrusy character, along with the hint of sweetness and the overall hoppy bitterness, it's kind of hitting me pretty heavy right now. So I'm going to throw a 4 out of 5 at it. It's another one-trick pony, citrusy, slightly sweet, delicious, but I got nothing bad to say about it, so we're hitting it with that 4. I'm going to finish this bad boy up. I'm actually going to boil up some ramen, I think. I don't know. I said I was going to do that after the last one, and then I completely forgot. I'm still doing okay. But at the same time, I'm like, I can definitely tell I'm fucking drunk, and it's time to tamp that down with a little bit of carbo loading. So, throw some Oriental flavored ramen in there. I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to say Oriental anymore, are we? Somebody tell me if that's wrong or politically incorrect these days, because I remember hearing something about Oriental being like a bad word now. So, anyway, I think I'm going to do the ramen noodles and then hit up Clementine. Ooh. I got some stuff to say about Clementine. It'll probably bore most of you, but I'm going to say it anyway. Alright. We are 9 beers in, and it is actually 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. God damn it! It's later than I kind of wanted to, but hey, you know what? It's better than the 9 a.m. that I thought I was going to be finishing at with 1 beer per hour. So, 2 a.m., 3 beers left. If I can just pound these fuckers out at half an hour a piece, 3:30. Let's just pretend it takes me an hour a piece. That's 5 a.m. So we'll see how that goes. I did drop down a friggin' packet of Oriental flavored ramen. Oriental flavored. All right, I'm not going to go off on that segue again. Because, I'm not sure if that's quite politically correct. Also, the Oriental flavored, blue colored Maruchan ramen has disappeared from local shelves. So either nobody likes it or it's not politically correct. I don't know which is which, but anyway, can't buy it. Shrimp flavored still pretty fucking good. So is chicken, beef, pork. Pork flavored is so fucking hard to find. You can't even find 12 packs of it, but the pork flavored is so delicious. Anyway, you know what? I got a different story to tell you. And this is Clementine White Ale. White ale brewed with coriander, whatever, and other natural flavors. Alright, so here's the deal. Clementine. Clementine is a clown shoes beer that has been around for a long time. And I know this because when I first discovered clown shoes, my local beer store, Joka's, in downtown Waterville, which is now a subsidiary of Damon's. It's a Damon's facility. Joka's, run by Joka Joe. They had a lot of different beers from around the world and around the area. And they were right on the top of the craft beer explosion. Yes, I'm telling you a fucking story. Children, please listen. Because I know it's boring and it's meandering and it's going nowhere, but it means something to me. So respect that, please. Anyway. And same goes for any of your fucking elders telling you stories. If your father or your grandfather tells you a story, you know what? It might mean nothing to you. You might get nothing out of it, but it means something to them and they get some pleasure in telling it to you. So just fucking listen. Nod your head and say, yes, thank you for sharing. Fuck you. Because again, it might mean nothing to you, but someday you'll either learn something from it, you'll gain some wisdom, or it will mean nothing. But at the same time, if it means nothing, at least it gave them pleasure telling you such. So, anyway. Back in the day, when we had Jokas, I originally discovered Clown Shoes beers through some big bomber bottles that they had. And there were 3 varieties. There was Brown Angel, Tramp Stamp IPA, and Clementine. Of course, the first one I got was Tramp Stamp IPA. I'm a big IPA guy, and, well, it's a funny name. Come on, Tramp Stamp IPA. How do you pass that up? I don't even think they make that one anymore, by the way. And it was fucking delicious. It was a great IPA. It was so well balanced. It was great. It was awesome. It had this cool fucking name and a great piece of art on the label of the bottle and a great story behind it. Oh, because Clown Shoes, like I said, in the bomber bottles, they tell the story behind the beer. It was amazing. And I'm like, oh, shit. Well, if Tramp Stamp IPA was so good, well, the Clementine must be good. And so much this third one, Brown Angel. And lo and behold, the other two Clown Shoes beers, including Clementine, that I had, were fucking great. Pardon. And since then, I've gone out of my way, as much as possible, to find just about every Clown Shoes beer that I can, because Tramp Stamp IPA was fucking delicious, and so was Clementine, and so was Brown Angel, and every single one since then has been good. And of course, there's the Clown Shoes hidden on every label. But I digress. Clementine White Ale is what's next up in the Clown Shoes 12 Beers of Christmas. By the way, any fucking brewery that puts out a 12-pack with 12 different beers, which up until last year, Sierra Nevada with their beer camp had been the only brewery that had done so that I know of off the top of my head. And, well, last year at the same time, Stone did their 12 days of IPA, so let's give them credit for that. But Sierra Nevada's beer camp and beer camp around the world, best 12 packs ever up until Stone's 12 days of IPAs and Clown Shoes 12 Beers of Christmas, which I wasn't able to get here last year, but I was able to get the Stone 12 Days of IPA. So, Clown Shoes, I'm sorry guys, you just took a backseat to Stone. But, look at that. Hazy, bubbly, tons of bubbles coming up through there. Little Flex, slightly flocculent beer. I am not a huge fan of flocks and flecks in my beer, but I see them in Clementine. Back in the day with your brown bomber bottles, I didn't necessarily see that, but I'm not a huge fan of particulates in my beers. Aromatically, actually, it smells a little bit like it's got a bit of a metallic tang to it. Aroma-wise, that's like when you take an aluminum can, you tear it. Combined with a slight hint of burnt tire. I'm sorry, this beer does not smell that good. Yet I keep sniffing it because I keep hoping it's going to get better. It does not smell that great. That's weird. That's messed up. And I don't remember it having this bad of an aroma before. But yeah. Like torn metal and burnt tires. It's got a nice light mouthfeel. The fuck? Maybe a bad batch got canned this year. I don't know. I don't remember Clementine being this bad. I remember Clementine having like this this hoppy flavor maybe, followed by a nice citrusy aroma and taste, but this one's bad. What the hell? I mean, I gave it some unpleasant sounding aroma characteristics, and I felt bad about that, but the flavor is not carrying it. Holy shit. Wow. It's been a little while since I've had Clementine from Clown Shoes, but I don't remember it being this unpleasant. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not liking it. What the fuck? This is not what I remembered or what I expect at all. And yet, here come the comments. Why the fuck are you still drinking if it's that bad? But I keep hoping it'll get better because I don't remember it being like this. I mean, it's not completely undrinkable, obviously. I keep drinking it. It's got a medium light mouthfeel. Oh god, the burps are bad. It's got some hints of citrusiness and light, crisp in the finish. But there's just this weird chemical character to it that's ruining it. I said this already, but it's 2 out of 5 for me. It's honestly slightly below average. It's blowing my mind because I don't remember Clementine being unpleasant at all. I remember it having a light citrusy flavor, and that this one's just not doing it for me. There it is, 2 out of 5 from me. 1 loser so far out of this pack, which I didn't expect any losers, so okay. There we are. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to finish it up. I'm going to drink it down, and then we're going to move on to One Man Holiday. Let's see how that is. Alright, now we're down to the last 2. Now, the next one up is One Man Holiday. And it says here it's a Belgian-style quadruple ale. Now, I really wish they'd put the story behind this one on the label, because I've got, like, fucking reindeer and bunnies and leprechauns and ducks and cherubs and bats and Christmas trees and fucking jack-o'-lanterns and all kinds of shit on here, in 2009 glasses, which makes me think of New Year's. And I remember there used to be some big fucking story behind this beer, and yet here we are without that story listed on this label. So, whatever the hell it is, One Man Holiday, I believe, incorporates several beers that Clown Shoes has done in the past, but I don't have the list nor the description to tell me what I'm dealing with. All I have is Belgian-style quadruple ale. So, what? This should be good. Plus, it's an 8% ABV. By the way, the final beer in the pack is an 8% ABV as well. So we're kind of fucked at this point because I'm royally drunk already. Look how fucking hazy that is. It's slightly effervescent. And again, reindeer piss. I mean, seriously, this looks like some really rich urine. It's hazy, it's cloudy, it's got this like reddish amber color to it that fades to a honey yellow down at the bottom. That looks like animal urine. Alright, that's a bad comparison, but we talked about that before. So, appearances aren't everything. It has this interesting malty aroma to it that I can't really place. It's almost a chemical smell, but slightly nutty and malty. Interesting. Medium mouthfeel. Hint of booziness in the finish. 9% ABV. It's going to have a hint of that. Wow, that's interesting. Up front, it has this bit of a chemical taste to it, but if you stick with it and examine it, there's like a slightly sweet maltiness. Alright. The battery died partway through that one, and I don't quite recall where I left off, so. One Man Holiday. Again, has a very interesting, distinct, and different musky flavor. Earthy and musky. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this one either. It's different. It's different from some stuff I've had before, but it's definitely not reminiscent of an 8% ABV, which is what it is. But still, just not quite sitting right with me. I'm hitting this with a 3 out of 5. Like I said, it's got a nice hoppy flavor. It's got a nice grainy flavor. It's got all the characteristics you'd expect of a great beer, but it's just not sitting right with me. And as much as I like drinking it, it still has this weird chemical flavor to it that's just not. Ugh. Just give me some ick. I'm sorry, man. Much as I love the Clown Shoes beers, and this one in particular, just hitting it with a 3 out of 5. It's just slightly above average. It's not hitting me right on a couple of levels, and I can't put my finger on it, but I'm not enjoying it like I thought I would. But for an 8% ABV beer, I can't find any particular faults with it. I'm just not like overjoyed about it. I probably would not get a 6-pack of it. but I'm okay with it being in this pack because it's okay. It's okay. But I'm not going to go back to it. Which I hate to fucking say, man. Hate to say, but it's not working for me. Alright. I'm done with that before I start, like, royally crapping on it. I'm making a big deal of this, but I'm going to go ahead and finish it up and move on to the 12th and final beer. Pardon. Advent Undead Imperial Stout. Alright. We're up to the last beer in this pack. This is Advent Party Crasher American Imperial Stout. Advent Imperial Party Crasher. Advent Party Crasher, sorry. Imperial Stout. Now, this makes me think. Oh, there is a description you don't see on this. Because this makes me think of Undead Party Crasher, which is the follow-up and replacement for Vampire Slayer. Yeah, we'll talk about that one in another video. But in a world full of uncertainty. Oh shit. Hang on, guys. You're gonna have to bear with my fucking crappy nystagmus eyesight here. Uncertainty, blank, and people trying to. In a world filled with uncertainty, blah blah. Fuck. Something, and people trying to hold us back. Do we need the undead and two? Clown Chew says no. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Read it for yourselves on the website. Undead Advent Party Crasher. American Imperial Stout. Look at how dark that looks. And rich. And fuck. That is like a chocolate milk head on that. Hang on. And there's like still plenty of beer in here that I'm going to pour out as this goes down. I'm sorry. I really am at this point. Big fucking surprise, 12 beers in, I am not able to fucking read the tiny ass print on this fucking can. I'm sorry. But I'm fucking drunk. So fucking deal with it. Read that shit for yourself. Or better yet, buy the fucking 12 pack. And if you can get this far in one fucking night, and maybe you can fucking read it. But I can't. It's like 2:30 in the morning, and I started this shit at 9 o'clock at night. So, fucking it. Sorry, I'm being belligerently asshole-ish, but you know what? Read the fucking can for yourself, because I can't. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid, I'm just drunk. I'll tell you. Point blank, I can't fucking read that shit. But look at how delicious that looks. And dark and rich and fucking chocolatey. That is black as midnight. There is no light getting through there. There is no brownness at all except in the head. That is fucking dark as dark can fucking be. It smells honestly kind of neutral. I'm maybe getting a bit of hobby bitterness from it, but honestly, not much of an aroma at all. Look at that brown foamy head. That is gorgeous. That is a seriously heavy mouthfeel. I'm getting some roasty fucking notes. Chocolate, coffee, and toffee, as well as chocolate, coffee, toffee, butterscotch. There's some butterscotch there. That is totally roasted bitterness. Honestly, a bit of a medium mouthfeel, lighter than I would have expected for an 8% ABV. Such a totally fucking heavy roasted beer. I mean, maybe some of the bitterness I'm getting is hoppy related, but no hoppy esters coming through. There is no piney, citrusy, floral. Okay, maybe there's some earthiness, but if there is some earthiness, it's blending right in with the coffee notes and the chocolate notes and that roasty, just toasty. Dark malt bitterness. Oh God, that's so fucking heavy. It's got like this light, this medium mouthfeel. So lighter than you would have expected, but the taste is so heavy. That is delicious. Fuck. It's another 4.5 out of 5 for me. Now again, it's another one that's not giving me that like that wow or spectacular reaction, but it is close to perfect as I can get. Burp. Whew. Pardon. Without being completely blown away. It's just fucking delicious. And I've got no fault that I can find with it, but it's not quite unique or transcendent. I have had some darker roasty beers. Hiccups are trying to break through, so I'm just trying to tamp them down. But I've had similar roasty dark beers that have similar characteristics. So it's not quite enough to be like, ooh, wow, that's unique or totally blowing me away, but it's as close as it can get. So that's why it's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Anyway, this entire pack, pretty fucking good. I mean, there's 12 different beers from a great brewery, an employee-owned brewery now that Harpoon owns, Clown Shoes, and with all of them being significantly above average, save for the one that didn't quite impress me, but was still better than the average beer that you'll pick up off the shelf from Budweiser or fucking Natty Light or Michelob or whatever. I mean, there are no losers in this pack. And most of them are significantly above loser status. A few of them are fucking amazing. So, you know, if you like good beer in general, pick up this pack. If you like Clown Shoes beers, definitely get your fucking hands on this. $25. It's a bit pricey for some 12 packs. It's $2 per beer, plus that a little bit. But honestly, you're not going to regret it. So, you know, pick them up. It's good. It's a solid winner. I'm going to finish up this one, and should probably get my ass to fucking bed after this, because it's almost 3 a.m., I think, and 12 beers later, I am fucking plastered, especially considering the fact that most of these are 7, 6, 8, 4.9, 9, 8.5, 5.75, 8, 9, 5, 8, and 8. Let's just say an average of 7%. 12 beers later, I'm fucking drunk. Most of us would be. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm gonna finish this up and probably go to bed. But, you know, in general, talking about this 12-pack, this is just my opinion. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. I'd love to hear what you have to say about these beers. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get one every time I post a new beer review. If you've got some beers that you'd like to see reviewed on the channel, hit me up down there in the comments, the email link. I will make a list. Yes, guys, I know there are some down there that you mentioned a couple of years ago and I haven't gotten to. I still have the list. I'm working on it. They just haven't shown up around here yet. But I will keep the list going, and I'll do what I can to meet any viewer requests. Especially if you have any homebrews. If you guys homebrew, definitely hit me up down there. Jay, dude, you're like the only person. Wait, oh, no, somebody else did. There are 2 people who have hit me up with their homebrews. Jay, you've done more than one, so I remember you better. Anyway, I've still got 3 of yours down there. I'm hoping to hit them up soon. Just keep hoping Boosh will be back on his feet soon. Anyway, homebrewers, hit me up down there. Let me know. We'll find out. We'll find a way to get your beers into my hands, and we'll give you a fair and balanced review as much as we can. Hopefully with more than just me, but again, Boosh being up in the air. Jay, those last 3 you gave me, man, it might wind up being just me without Boosh, so. But we're going to do what we can. Anyway, hit me up with viewer requests, your homebrews. We'll figure that shit out. And just in general, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Nothing bad to say about clown shoes. Fuck it. Cheers.